We are living in a time when cars have never been as safe as they are today. The cars we are driving today have 5-star rating and the worst rated have 3-star. That tell you it's very safe and good car to driving. Before, like at 2010, most of the car even were not complying with any rating. So right now we have the best car on the road. The road are designed as the best as possible. 90% of our roads are very well designed to take care of us and to make sure we drive ourselves home and safely. But the painful thing is, we still keep losing people through road accident. And the worst thing is, in 2010, in US alone, 32,000 people died due to car road accident, whether pedestrian or what. 32 people died, and 3 million people were involved in crash. Then in 2023, when 2022, when the cars are supposed to be more safer. They have cruise control, radar control, they have assistant, everything they can put in a car they have right now. Instead of the deaths to go down, they increased by 10,000 people extra. Imagine 42,000 people died and lost their life in US in 2022 instead of it going down. So it leaves the world wondering, is this a monster that we cannot be able to feed? Are we dealing with a monster that is out of our control? That is the question every world and every human being and the country in the world have been and are seen not to be able to deal with. Or let's say, not everyone. Because when you go to Netherlands in 2022, they reported 225 casualties. Imagine compare 42,000 with 225 casualties. Yes, we understand. US population and Netherlands population are totally in a different place because Netherlands is close to 18 million people. US it's 331 million people. That a big difference. But if we can do our math, we can see that even if you do your math, for those people who do math, you can see that even if there is a total different number of people and population size between US and Netherlands, but still the number of mortality, the number of casualties in US are way higher. Actually, it's 2 or 3 times that of Netherlands. But what has Netherlands done different than US? You see, in Netherlands, majority of people don't own the car as compared to US where every household have a car. It doesn't matter whether you are broke or rich, you have to have a car. In Netherlands, majority of people don't have car. People in Netherlands do use public transport or bicycle. And when you are using a bicycle, it doesn't matter whether an accident happened, but there is no mortality or casualty out of bicycle collision. But when the car hit one another, it's a very disaster thing. Then another difference is in Netherlands, majority of people who own car, they are driving very small car. Actually, it's not abnormal or unusual to find someone driving a Mini Cooper in Netherlands, a car which is meant for two-seater. But in US, you find someone driving a pickup or a double cab or a very huge truck. And when they ask them, they tell you because it's for work. They want to use it to go work. And funny thing, you find this guy only use this car to go to supermarket, buy things and come back. Everyone in US is obsessed with big, huge cars. No one wanna buy small car anymore. That is the difference because when this car collide or get involved in accident, it doesn't matter whether it's a pedestrian or a cyclist or the other car. Whoever is in this big, huge car, when hit this small car or a pedestrian or a cyclist, automatically that person will die. Or if not die, it will be a crucial or a very serious injury. But on the other hand, Netherlands, the car they drive in, first of all, you don't have confidence of driving like crazy or maniac because you are also worrying about your safety. I'm not saying it, they are not five-star rated, but they are not that way high to make you feel comfortable to drive at a very high speed. Second off, load in Netherlands. Netherlands road are very short. They are very thin. Actually, when you compare them to US road are very wide. It's not an something different, or it's normal to find a road in US in the middle of town, but it's made up of 6 or 10 lane. In Netherlands, that one is not possible. Even highways in Netherlands, you find them, most of them, they are around 6 lane. Those are the highways. For US, it's 12 lane, total of 24 lane. Also, in Netherlands, majority of the road are very thin. You find that you are squeezing yourself in between two cars. That automatically slows you down. Even the bump are very well placed. You find there is bump all over. So you even don't have time to accelerate so that to be in that high speed when you collide it will cause an accident or a death. In US, all you have is a sign telling you the beginning and the ending of certain speed limit. It's good to have speed limit, but how many of us actually do observe speed limit? Because do you keep checking how far are you traveling, or you travel according to the speed the people who on the road are traveling? If you find yourself in a highway, the person who is in front of you most of the time dictate the speed you will drive your car in. That is not possible in Netherlands, because when you are passing in between a very, very thin road, you don't have otherwise apart from to slow down to avoid colliding or crashing on the cars which are on other road. And that is a method which have proved to work. Speed limit doesn't work that much. It doesn't matter whether you employ 10 million police officers to be patrolling on the road. The fact that the road is appetizing, the road is telling me now it's time to drive. The fact that there is no an obstacle or barrier, I will drive at highest speed possible. When I get caught, that is when I regret. But the fact that I have nothing preventing me to drive, then I'll drive at a very high speed. And that's why it's normal to find people driving at 100 miles per hour in US, and it's very abnormal to find people driving at 100 miles per hour in place like Netherlands, because you even don't have that enough space to drive the car at that speed. Second, public transport is crucial. When you have a country which have a very good public transport, mostly you find there's a train or a bus or trammer. Those country, the number of casualty do drop at a very significant rate, because it's very rare to hear an accident involving a train. It's a very rare to hear an accident involving a bus, because these bus have their special lane, so there is no way they'll get collided. In US, everyone drives to work. By having a lot of people driving the road, automatically that is a disaster. It doesn't matter how careful they are, but there will come someone who will make a mistake and will endanger everyone else's life. That is the difference between them. Bump and things like that. And when you train people to be driving around place where have bumps, the places which are the road are thinner, you find that automatically in their mind they switch to be a responsible driver. But when I enter in a highway, a 12 lane highway, which have no bump, It doesn't matter whether you hang 10 posters to tell me drive slowly. It doesn't matter whether even if you put a person who have died out of an accident on the top of the highway, chances are I will not realize this person. And the fact that I have somewhere I can drive, the fact that I have this all space for myself, then I will drive as fast as possible. Then the last point is, in Netherlands, there is a very few trucks on road because 90%, not 90, over 50% of accidents in US do get involved during trucking. It either a person was hit by truck or the truck swing to your road, or there is a truck involved in 90% of the accident in US. And the issue with the truck is this: they are not equipped to protect you. The cars we are driving, they were not made in the mind of truck are made at this size. So when you involve yourself, when you hit truck, it doesn't matter whether it's side or back. One thing is sure, those people who are in front, the driver and the co-driver, 90% of them end up dead. Because when you hit a truck, it automatically you'll die in it. It's a catastrophe. And truck actually are killing a lot of the people. And the issue is in US why they are killing a lot of people is the number of truck in US are very, very many. And the fact that people do get paid by how many miles they go, people drive very fast and for longest time possible. And you find by doing that, they are not careful on road and they tend to make road unsafe for other users. If you can find a country, let's say US, if they can invest very heavily on public transport, then they will eliminate trucking because the good will be transported in train and we can save a lot of people. It's a shame, it's a very shameful that we are still in 2023 and number of death people who die from road accident, instead of going down, they are going up, when we are in a situation that even we have driverless car, where we find that the road are made to be perfect, where we find cars are the most safest ever. We find the where we find that we have even car which automatically brakes in case you don't respond. I wish we can try to work on public transport. Let's have a common transport where you find that people will only be using car when it's necessary. Car will become luxury and no longer a necessity. Thank you for sticking this far. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of stories. This channel we talk about mistake the city made and make are still making when they are trying to make their city and town better. Thank you. Subscribe, comment, and like, share this channel so that we can reach to as many people try to and we can try to push our government to make a better decision, to make a better policy so that we can save you and others and our sister, because whenever an accident occurs, it's someone child, daughter, or maybe someone wife or husband, it's someone, there is a family somewhere who will be crying when an accident occurs. So let's try to push and push to see that whether we can make the best out of it. Thank you for sticking this far and thank you for joining today.